So hello guys, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, your girl Barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. From the title and the thumbnail, I'm sure some people will be like, Barrister Neze, what is going on here? Where are we? This is not usually the kind of news that we cover here. What is going on? Relax, I am going to explain myself in a jiffy. You see, when people started sending me links and clips of the BECKHAM drama and telling me to react to it, telling me, Barrister Neze, I need your angle, I need your perspectives on this, I was surprised, just like you people. And I was like, you people, is it that you do not know that I do not cover hot topics and news from foreign media and foreign press? Even the PDD Quanta that I managed to cover is because a lot of people wanted me to address it from the legal perspective, wanted to know the legal implications of some things, but generally I will not. Now, not because they aren't interesting or worth talking about, no, but I usually will not, because I love to be practical in my dialogues, in my analysis. I understand that we are two different people with different cultures, different belief systems. So angles and thoughts, advice that may be realistic to someone in Hungary or America or a Spanish woman may not work well for an African woman in an African marriage. Remember when we were talking about this Anita Joseph's story and how her estranged husband did this kiniko, and I was talking to you guys about a woman approaching a man, and I told you that for a white woman can be divorced. She can take herself to the bar to have a drink and clear her head and meet a young, charming man there, maybe even younger than her, only 5 days after the divorce. And they will take shots together, end up in the same room, do the kerewa right there on the first night. And the next day, the very next day, that young man might be at her front porch with flower, or he can send her flower to her office. He can fall deeply in love with her and marry her and respect her and accept her with her children, and will not have any negative meaning, will not read any negative meaning to the circumstances that catapulted their relationship. But for the average African man or the average Nigerian man, it is different. He will read it differently. So the advice that would apply to Tiffany in Ohio, if I give it to Tolani in Ibadan, or Chinasa in Olu local government area, the results might be catastrophic. And that is why, for this reason, you guys should follow me on this gist though. Today's video would be fire for fire. It's going to be exposing. That is why, for this reason that I just mentioned, when I see some of my young girls back here in Nigeria or Africa, maybe they see a lady dressed in a certain way, a lot revealing and very inappropriate, and they start arguing, they start defending, why are we criticizing her? If it was Rihanna that dressed like that now, you people will praise her. But why are you criticizing this girl that came out without breezy? I just look and I laugh. And I say to myself that one day you would grow up to understand and realize that Rihanna and Obiageli, Obi, are not the same. So my dear darlings, that makes me just prefer staying away from discussing that due to the differences in cultures and realities. But when this news began to trickle into Nigerian press and Nigerian social media, and I began to see the reactions in some of the comment sections, reactions from women, from my young ladies, I told myself, okay, we could get something from this. We could learn from this situation. Let us discuss it, and let me relate to us and give my perspectives as it relates to us as a people, as Nigerians, and as Africans. Talking about relatability, I hope you have purchased a copy of our new book, The Unbroken Spirit. It was made for us. It was made in relation to who we are, to what is practical and realistic for us as a people. It's not like reading a foreign book that would make you feel like once this is this, once this is that, you divorce, you get the property, you do this, without thinking and considering deeply our own peculiarities and our own likely outcomes. So this book is very direct, it's realistic, it's practical, and it includes guides that would give us facts and not fallacy. Facts that are practical and relate to us and will not just fill our heads in the clouds. So yes, it is a very powerful book and it will change your mind and help you through seasons. Grab a copy, scan, or click the link down below. Okay, we have really gisted. Let us get into the cocoa, the nitty-gritty of this video. So many of us already know the Beckhams. They do not need a lot of introduction. They are a British celebrity power couple. David and Victoria have been married for almost 30 years and they have both built an empire worth over $500 million. Clock it. David is a footballer, or should we say more appropriately, was a footballer, right? A lot of us, a lot of you, not us, grew up watching him and having a crush on him. He was an English captain, bend it like Beckham, if you know that line, bend it like Beckham. So yes, he was a captain in England and unarguably one of the most marketable footballers in history. After he retired from football, he pivoted into business, turning his fame not just to quick cash, but to long-term equity. He is a very smart and astute businessman. His wife, on the other hand, Victoria, was a former singer. She was one of the Spice Girls. If you grew up back in the 90s, you should know the Spice Girls. Victoria was Posh Spice. She would later leave music to face fashion business head-on, and although so many people confuse her for being the Victoria behind Victoria's Secret, I do not think so. I think they are two different brands. She has her own fashion label, her own fashion brand. So yes, these two are a very powerful and successful couple who pride themselves not only in their business achievements, but also in their family life. They have 4 children together, 3 boys and a baby girl. Brooklyn, their first son, then Romeo, their second, then there is Cruz, their third, and Harper, the baby girl of the house. The Beckhams are really, really loved and widely respected globally. To trust us in our usual fashion, I just wanted to give a little background as to the people that we are talking about. So, a few years ago, their first son, Brooklyn, got married to his sweetheart, Nicola, right there in this high-profile wedding that held in Florida. And now, only a few days ago, this son, Brooklyn, has taken to social media to drag his parents to hell and back, most especially his mother, accusing them of a whole lot, which we will not read his entire publication. Let me just summarize his grievances. Number 1, he accused his parents, more especially his mother, of being controlling, overbearing, and dominating the family public narrative in the press to protect the Beckham image, the Beckham name. Secondly, he has alleged that they tried to undermine or ruin his wedding to his wife. He even said that his mother backed out of making his wife's wedding dress after she had initially agreed to. Thirdly, he claimed that his mother hijacked his wedding dance. The dance that he was supposed to have with his wife. His mother came and danced with him at the time. Was only dancing with him, that she danced with him in inappropriate ways that left him embarrassed and feeling humiliated. Again, he said that his parents encouraged his siblings to isolate and bully him. He said a whole lot, and he concluded by saying that he does not want to reconcile with his family, that he just wants space and autonomy. Now, before I speak to us and relate to us as Africans, which is the core of this video, let me just briefly address one or two of these his concerns. Firstly, he accused his parents of being heavily concerned about image instead of his emotions. Now, that thing that this young man is calling fixation on image is what I would call brand protection. And for families at Beckham's level, reputation is not just about vibes on vibes and ego. It is an asset, a very fragile one at that. The truth is that his parents didn't just stumble into the kind of influence and affluence they have and manage to keep it at that to stay relevant up until today, 30 years later. It wasn't done by chance. It was very deliberately built over decades through no public meltdowns, no airing of family debts, no impulsive interviews. That discipline is exactly why the Beckham name still opens doors globally till date. And the truth is that he himself has benefited immensely and continues to benefit directly from that built brand, from that restraint that his parents have exercised over the years, from that access that he easily gets, the relevance, the opportunities that exist for him, that perception of stability, privilege, and control that the world has of him. That very brand that he now feels caged by is the reason why he is Brooklyn Beckham. And it will surprise him to know that even the woman that is the reason for this outburst and rebellion may never have looked his way or looked his way twice had it not been for that brand, for that name, for that network, and that social capital that his parents have built for him. Now, do not get me wrong. I'm not saying that excuses being completely irrational or insensitive. Humanity should matter, right? Emotions can exist. We are not robots. But powerful families do not lead with their worst emotions, their worst moments in public. What are we even saying about powerful families? Ordinary families. You and I, how many of us project our worst in public? It's not because you're fake, but because overexposure has consequences. Positive overexposure comes with consequences, not to talk about negative overexposure. For people at the level of the Beckhams, their privacy, their silence, their restraints, their image is not vanity. It is survival. So it's very important that this young lad should be careful with that expectation that all the wedges should be burnt down so he can have momentary freedom. He should learn to manage and balance his reality. He's still very young. He's just 26. His wife is 30. Someday I know that he would grow up. He would have children. He would want to build a dynasty too. And he will come to the realization of certain things. He would come to better understanding. Yes, he may be upset. His parents may have done some things out of line or not quite the way his methods or his techniques would have preferred it to be. But honestly, I still sense a lot of immaturity here. Now, that is for the guy, for the Brooklyn. Let me talk to the lady. Not even the lady. I'm not even going to be talking to the lady. Let me talk to women. You watching me right now. African women, Nigerian women. Because from the comment section, a lot of women were applauding this guy, applauding the man for embarrassing his parents and his family publicly, making a mess of their legacy because he's standing up for his wife. Yes, that is what real men do. He's defending his wife. After all, the Bible says, cleave to your wife. Yes, yes. Let us talk about and address that. Because you looking at this situation and full of praise for Brooklyn, the actions that get orchestrated might be the same. It might be the same action, but the consequences may differ. And that is why I started with the comparison of the two different worlds. Next year or next month, Victoria Beckham may issue a public apology to her daughter-in-law, to the young lady. And they might go for tea. They can drink green tea and cry and, make up. And the Victoria will be like, I never meant to hurt you. I didn't want to hurt you, sweetie. I didn't mean to make you feel that way. You are so important to us. I'm so sorry if I made you feel that way. That might be the outcome of this. But for you in Obomosho, looking forward to this kind of scenario, your outcome, not me, will be different. No. There will be no tea, not to talk about green tea. There will be no apologies. There will be generational battles that you will fight, and your children and children's children will keep fighting. Let me tell you guys a joke. I'm sure some of you have already heard this joke from one of our very popular Nigerian comedians. The joke goes like, okay, some men were gathered somewhere. I don't know whether it was a party or church or whatever. And the MC was like, any man here who their wife controls, if you know, say your wife, they control you, stand here. If you know, say your wife, no, they control you, stand over here. All the men present stood here in the line of where their wives, people that their wives control. Only for one man to be standing there. Everybody was impressed. Whoa, what a strong man. We need the secrets. We need the tips. So the MC walked up to the man and said, boss, Oga, you are a real man. Can you tell us the secret? Why? How come you are standing here? What is it that you do that you are able to not be allowing your wife to control you? How come you ended up in this second queue? Now, so the man raised hand and say, my dear, I don't know. It was my wife that told me to stand here.
If you know your wife is controlling you, move to the left. Ha! Brother. How come your wife can't control you?
It's my wife who told me not to move.
Women, wives, have a tremendous influence on their husbands. Even the strongest Hulk Hogan. It just takes one finger from a 5'2" girl to make him somersault and fall on the bed. Yakata. And in the morning, that man will go back to work and change his decision that he had already earlier announced. That he earlier announced the previous day. That man will go back and rechange that decision. If you are a sales agent, if you have done sales in the past, you know that moment where you have already almost clicked a deal with a man. You have convinced this man well. You have spent time to convince this strong man, big man, to buy something, to key into your products. And just when you get to the end of the sale, you hear the man say, let me speak to my wife. First, your heart will first go, big. Your heart will first cut when he says, let me speak to my wife. And the next day, you call the man for something that you guys have already agreed, and he tells you, madam said, just cut the call. There is no need to hear any further. Just cut the call and go ahead and look for another victim. It is over. There was one very powerful dictator in one country in Africa. If you know the country, let me know down in the comment section. Terrorizing his people. And rumor has it that one woman gave the man apple to eat. And since that day, the man has not woken up. This was a strong military, brigadier general, one very high-ranking military officer that no man could pull down. Just one apple from a woman. No be me talk. Rumor has it, if you know him, you can drop down in the comment section. No be me talk. Have you seen viral videos of men, Odogu's Karaka, coming for an event wearing the same clothes, and their wives are filming and laughing at them, that they are all looking like quadruplets, like Teletubbies, and you are wondering, how did all these women get their husbands to wear this ashwebi, to wear this uniform? Women have a strong hold on the men in their lives. We know how our ideas shape them. We all know how the whispers that we fill their ears with, either come, douse a situation, or escalate it. Haven't you seen a man where something will happen, the man will be calm, but immediately he enters the room and spends 10 minutes with his wife. When he comes back, when he comes out, he will come out shouting and furious, and you're wondering, is it not this man that this is? we know how we can either encourage or discourage our husbands from making decisions, how we chip it to him subtly and persistently without him even realizing that he's being influenced. Most men, then not to talk about a man who is madly in love with a woman. When a man is madly in love with a woman, he listens to her. Many ways that a man's life turns out, the actions he takes, the decision he makes, many times are influenced by the kind of woman that he has by his side. Women are very powerful creatures. Many of us don't even realize it. I mean, look at Samson and Delilah. The strongest man ever recorded in the Bible. He's still referenced as the strongest man that ever lived till today. Took the mouth of a lion, or is it tiger, which one? And tore it with his bare hands. Tore it. Wow, no man could take him down. They had to send a woman to destroy him. And despite Korokoro, he lied to her. He said, if you want to bring me down, tie my hair with a rope, do this, do that. And he's saying that that secret he gave her leaked and they attacked him and he overcame. This strongest man ever recorded in the Bible still could not think straight because of a woman. He kept on divulging and divulging until he told her the right thing that ended up destroying him. That is the power of a woman. And that's why sometimes when a man gets married and suddenly starts acting in a certain way, especially towards his family, you find them starting to look at his wife, starting to link it to his wife, not because it's necessarily always true or always that way, not because it's automatically her fault, but because, believe me, her influence sometimes can rub off. If you are a mother of boys, just like me, it is now that you will start praying. Put your 2 knees on the floor. It is now that you will start praying that your son does not bring in a Jezebel into the family. Because when a Jezebel gets into your family, the whole family is destroyed. You know, there can be a bad man in the family, but the family will still be okay. But if a bad woman, a Delilah, enters a family, oh God, if she infiltrates a family, she ruins it and leave generational chaos. That's when you understand that these things that we hear sometimes on social media or around us, you will know that yes, some are true. Some in-laws are bad. That's confirmed. But then you will understand that some women themselves can be very malicious wives. And when people want to tell stories, of course, they would not expose their own flaws or their own contribution. Before this, Brooklyn's lamentations went public against his parents and siblings, his whole family. As a matter of fact, he has become estranged from his whole family because even his siblings were not left out. Before that happened, it is more likely than not that that move was encouraged, was emotionally validated, and was reinforced at home. Spouses do not usually greenlight such a step, such explosive step by accident. And when someone, a man, gets torn between his loyalty for his old family, his first family, and loyalty of his new family with his spouse, the spouse's voice carries heavy weight. Those whispers of they are trying to control you. You deserve, you are a man of your own. The Bible says leave. The Bible says cut. You deserve your peace and voice. You do this. You stand up for yourself. Those voices. In fact, this one, the Oyibo will make it better for us because they don't hide as much as us. they don't pretend. She came out whole. Look at this. Look at what is trending on social media. A source says that Nicola, that's the wife, is grateful that Brooklyn stood up for her publicly. Her family has basically adopted Brooklyn, and he feels like he's not even a Beckham anymore. My dear, your eye go peel. Don't worry, time is coming. Just relax. You are making permanent family decisions on honeymoon stage. It's all right, but that is clear, right? What I have observed is that we are fast becoming a generation of people who do not give grace to others for mistakes, for growth, for inconvenience, for adjustments. We have now formed ourselves to completely lack the skill to manage relationships, people management skills. We continue confusing setting boundaries for quitting on people needlessly at the slightest inconvenience. Your friend does one. She didn't wish you happy birthday when you wished her this cloth. She bought your own. She didn't buy your friend's own. You cut off. Your parents did this one. You cut off. You cut them off. Your sibling did this one. You cut them off. Your colleagues did this one. You cut them off. We say, and we think that it is cool. Oh, of course. We are just protecting our peace. We are creating loners who think that setting boundaries mean having relationships that are completely non-contentious. You give me drama, I cut you off. But that is a huge mirage because humans are innately flawed. Relationships need managing. And in this new quest for setting boundaries and naming everything as abuse and being victims in every story, we end up interpreting human flaws as deadly plagues that we must distance ourselves from. Let me give you one of the holy grails. Let me divulge to you one thing that you must know in this new boundary madness that we have become consumed with, that have led us to messing up relationships at the slightest inconvenience. Let me give us one holy grail: intent. I hope you have bought our book, The Unbroken Spirit, because I explained this in-depthly in that book. That book would help your mind. It will help you in relationships. It will help you in marriages. It will help you in how to handle disputes that you think you are completely a victim on. It is not a book to encourage you to hop out of a marriage at the slightest feeling of pain or inconvenience. It is a realistic and practical book. Do not miss out on the content, the knowledge spilled in it. So yes, intent. Let me put this into an example. You and your man are currently going through a heated argument. Tempers are flared. Everywhere is hot. And he shuts down. He refuses to say anything. You're trying to engage him. He refuses to say anything. Now, that is an annoyance for you, right? That can be an inconvenience to you at that point because you are feeling bad. You are charged up. You need him to respond and validate your feelings. You need him to engage with you, and it feels like he's ignoring you. His silence, you believe, is not helping the issue, but aggravating your annoyance. It's more provocating to you. And you are like, oh, what a narcissist that bails out on a conversation. This is emotional abuse. Now let us use this intent test that I just spoke to us about. If his intent, shutting out, not speaking, refusing to engage, is in order to manage the situation better, to de-escalate tension, to avoid saying further hurtful things in the heat of passion, despite his methods do not work with yours. You want immediate resolution and he wants some time. It shouldn't be immediately interpreted as abuse through silent treatment. But if that silence was needlessly prolonged, if it was perfectly curated with the intent to punish you, to torture you, to isolate you, to gaslight you, to emotionally manipulate you, to evade accountability and make you take responsibility for something that you didn't do just in the interest of peace to return, then the intent is different. That is when that pattern becomes worrisome. So in this case before us, we heard the complaint of mother-son dance, bridegroom dance, and believe me, a man does not give two shits about which dance came first and which dance came last. We know where that complaint stemmed from. My dear African daughters-in-law, now listen. When a mother-in-law gets into a dance with your husband on your wedding day at the time that you feel you should have been the one dancing with him, it's annoying, right? It is annoying, of course. It's your big day. But before reacting or making it a big issue, ask yourself, what really was her intention? Was it ill motivated to humiliate you? Or did she just get caught up in the moment in her emotions with her son without intention to hurt or embarrass you? Your answer should determine how you interpret and react to that as a decent daughter-in-law. Every day on YouTube, I realize that I am on a purpose doing this work. I'm doing the Lord's work. And God will not be happy with me if I leave this earth concealing some vital information that can help and change a life. He has endowed me with a lot of blessings, not for me to keep it to myself, so I can bless other people with them. So sometimes I would bring in my personal experience and share my personal stories. So on my wedding day, anyone who knows my mother-in-law, who follows our other channel, you're missing out if you're not following my vlog channel. Anyone who knows my mother-in-law would know that my mother has the same vibrant and vivacious personality as I do. In fact, we are like twins. We're like the same thing. The same men marry or gravitate towards women that are like their mothers. Now for this one, I see them. Me and my mother-in-law, we are the same thing. So she's also hyper, she's flashy, she's all of these things. And if you do not know, I'm married to the only son of a widowed Igbo woman. 3-in-1 combination. So we're talking about Igbo women who, them and their sons, their first son, are like, then widowed, meaning she doesn't have a husband. Her husband is late, right? And now an only son, meaning that only son is her husband, her son, her brother, her one eye, her life. So I'm married to an only son of a widowed Igbo woman. On my traditional wedding day, while I came out, I was already fed up. You know, I too am an only daughter. So it was a very big wedding. It was like a carnival. And I was already overwhelmed. And a lot of things were already getting me pissed off. The MC, or is it the DJ? Despite I told him hard that the song he should play is Ada Ada, that flavor song Ada Ada, that I want to dance to the song in itself. This man went to go and play live band version. Ada Ada. I said, play me the real song, Kilo Day. So a lot of things were just frustrating me. I was not in the mood. And when I came out to dance, my mother-in-law was dancing from one canopy to the other. If you know my mother-in-law, if you know Mama View, you know that she's a very vivacious woman. She was dancing, and as I came out, she would take me to this canopy, tell me, go and greet that person. I will bend down, greet. She would take me, hey, so excited, telling everybody that she has married the best thing in the world. She's so excited. She would take me to this one, say, Keleonya, greet this one. I will go. That's how my mother-in-law was taking me until my scarf fell. So I was fed up. Somebody knocked off my gilly. Now, did that situation inconvenience me or put me in a certain way? Of course. Should I get or stay mad at her and bring it up to my husband and make it a point of talk? That brings us to this test that I just presented to us. What was her intention? Was she acting out of excitement, or did she arrange that event to embarrass me? I had my answer, and for that reason, I didn't need to discuss it with my husband. In fact, my husband, I don't think he has ever heard this. I didn't need to make it an issue. And that litmus test, guides my relationship with her and so many other people. And when people see me and my mother-in-law like twins, they say, oh, you are lucky. Oh, yes, I am lucky. She is a good person, but she is also lucky because I know what I ignore, what I overlook, what I choose not to read meaning to for our relationship to remain sweet. I agree that some in-laws can be overbearing. They can be nasty. You know, I'm the one here that is always fighting for you people. My ladies, anything that has to do with excessiveness, abuse, you know I don't like it. But I am someone that reasons and acts in moderation with balance, right? So I know that some in-laws can be very nasty, but I assure you that many of we young wives, many of us too do not come in with a kind heart and an open and accepting spirit. We also fail in how we manage in-laws or manage relationships generally. We do not make room for mistakes, for human flaws, for inconveniences, and for circumstances that do not go the way we want them to go. Even this dress thing that Brooklyn is saying that the mother agreed to make and eventually didn't, if the woman was coming with scorn for her daughter-in-law, in the first place, she wouldn't have agreed to make that dress. So things too would have happened that would have shown a lot of disrespect on the other side. It's just that the mother cannot come on social media and be bantering with her son. This is his own version of the story, but believe me, if the parents want to come and also say their experience, it may not also be palatable with this guy and the wife that he married. So my dear young ladies, watching this and joyfully idolizing this young man's technique of disowning his family and tearing his parents down publicly in order to stand up for his wife, say please his wife, it too shall become one, cleave. Even when the situation could have been managed better, when it could have been managed more privately, be very careful with that expectation. It doesn't always turn out right. It doesn't always turn out to your advantage. Do not lose your family to women. Any man that wants you to cut off your family, no agree. No agree. Do not lose your family and do not be the catalyst that would also make the man completely fall out and alienate himself from his own family. The both of you need yourselves and you need your families. Everyone should know their place. Men, also do your best to put your family in their place if they're getting out of line. Relationships just work best when everybody knows what to do and do it. Please be careful with that expectation because the results might be varied according to jurisdictions. It may be the same action, but the consequence for you may differ. Let us get your thoughts down in the comments section. So guys, yes, we have come to the end of today's video. If you're new here, you are seeing my face for the first time, or if you've been watching without subscribing, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, drop all your thoughts down in the comment section and your experiences too. Get a copy of our book, The Unbroken Spirit, and stay glued for we have so much more coming your way. It's me, your girl barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye.